and welcome everyone to the Moab Minibike Extravaganza. I have not posted on this channel since my first video of a minibike, and which was quite some time ago, definitely several months. And the reason is that my original minibike that was on the channel, my Baja Doodlebug, was stolen. I had a lot more plans for that thing as well, so that sucked. I really wish it didn't get stolen. But the good news is that I just now, about 20 minutes ago I'd say, I just got a new one. So the one you see back there is a Coleman CT200U. Very common, very popular, but I want to test it. I want to see how it is, because this one has a lot of upgradability and is about more, it's like definitely over twice as powerful in terms of sheer horsepower. It feels more it feels like more like 4 times as powerful than my original 80cc minibike that was on this channel before. Anyone who's wanted a dirt bike knows how much more expensive those things are. In fact, a cheap, maybe 105, 110cc dirt bike for adults, I think you can get them on Amazon, like the obscure ones, for 900 bucks or so, but that's with shipping included. However, this, with just going local pickup, was $470 or $469. I'll just say $470, it sounds less weird. So basically, for just under 500 bucks, you can get a not necessarily safe, but very fun vehicle. Now, I did fit it in the back of my Cherokee XJ, pretty no problem. The key is taking that front tire off, and just taking it off. You just unbolt the axle, take it out, and put it back, and then just put the tire somewhere else, and you're good. You can put this thing in a short ceiling vehicle, no problem. The length is just enough for my XJ, so if you have the idea of what a small SUV looks like an XJ or something like that, you can manage to fit a mini bike like this in the vehicle like this. So right now we're on I-15 South. We are heading over to Spanish Fork right now, because then we're going to get on US 6 East to go through the canyon to get to the basin, then to get over to Moab. So you probably cannot see me at all right now because it's very dark out, but I pretty much got to Moab about maybe 30 minutes ago. I mean, you can see the headlights here with the brights and pretty much nothing else. It's pitch black out. Well, I got to the campsite, kind of got a little mini workshop set up. Checking out the chain. This is the first thing I can see about the mini bike. This kind of might be a problem, but the chain's tension is nothing, and that's because the spring is worn out on the tensioner. It's also kind of loose, so yeah, I'm gonna have to makeshift something to connect to somewhere. Yeah, I don't think I have an extra spring on me. I'm just looking at everything, basically, seeing what it's like, because it seems to be slipping a little bit, and that's probably why. So, yay. It runs fine, the engine's great, but yeah. It seems to be slipping or hesitating a little bit, so I'm going to start with the chain. Welcome to the inside of my Cherokee. Basically, got a little mat down here to sleep on. Just a little green military style thing. It's a little crowded in here, but I can make it work. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. So I made a small modification to the mini bike last night. I don't know if I recorded it, but here it goes again in better light. That is a zip tie that goes to the tensioner, because this tensioner spring for this little torque converter thingy is really worn out, so it wasn't really doing anything. So this is just there to kind of hold some kind of tension on it so it doesn't slip like crazy. I don't even know where the chain tensioner went for this chain. They work, doesn't slip too bad as long as the hill's not horribly steep, but yeah, it needs a little bit of TLC with the chain, but the chain itself looks nice and lubricated, nice and greased. Also, the spark plug was misfiring because it wasn't fully plugged in last night, so it came out actually completely, was not fully in, so I think the engine was doing a little bit of sputtering here and there. One thing I did is I put this bike light on, which is just basically a little red light, and that's just so I can ride around at night. And I want to put something on the front, either right here or somewhere around here, something on the front, just so I can have some light, and I want to make it a good light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and all the engine mounts and loosen them up, slide the engine forward, so then that chain will be nice and tight. Well, the chain is much tighter after I moved the engine forward just enough. That's much better than it was. It was flopping around before. Well, guys, this thing is doing great so far. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it's done every water crossing I've asked it to. There's a lot of water crossings here on Onion Creek Trail, and it's been doing no problem. I'm really glad I didn't get a small chassis mini bike, like a kid size, just with the 212. That would have been horrible to go through these trails with. This is much better than that. It has a lot more ground clearance, which it needs for this trail, absolutely, to get through the water and stuff like that. Maybe it's not hard enough. So it usually needs to choke on. Yeah, it's fine. Runs well after that. Right. Okay, let's do this. Take it very fast out of here, or else I will die. Like, I don't mean die as in fly off the cliff, but I do mean die as in, like, look at the trail, and I have no frame-based suspension system at all. So yeah, I am gonna take this nice and slow, to say the least, down the hill. I got up here already. It almost killed my butt again, but just basically gonna kind of just poodle down here. Yeah, don't need to take it fast. All right, here we go. I'll tell you what though, I'm impressed by how resilient this bike is to the trails, but I'm not. My butt is literally being absolutely jackhammered by the trail. It is just being repeatedly beat to death. But at least I can look at the views while it's being beat to death. Ow, ow. I mean, no suspension, man. It sure does do something to you for sure. And oftentimes with a bike, I gotta go slow. I just can't go fast on this thing because of lack of suspension on these kind of trails. Sure, on smooth stuff, that's fine. But these trails, man, no, there's no way. It's gonna, something bad would happen for sure. I would probably bounce up and hit something, smack something, lose control. You gotta take it easy on these trails. Yeah. So far, would I recommend this thing as a good Moab bike? Well, it really depends on your bottom. And I'm not even trying to joke too much there, because really, this thing beats you to death. I would recommend the models with at least front suspension if you're doing really craggy trails. That's just going to make the ride better. However, this was cheap. Like the water crossing, go slow, no problem at all. So I hope that gives an idea of what it's like on a trail. Now, I'm on Onion Creek. This is not as intense as Moab can get. A Moab can get way more intense than this. I'd say this kind of trail is about as much you want. Water deeper than that back there, and rocks bigger than the ones up there. This thing might struggle. I mean, yeah, it's a bike. It's just a fat, tired, little cheap, no suspension mini bike at the end of the day. So yeah, just adjust your expectations. Don't expect to beat like a fully built Jeep on this thing, but like, if you want to do some moderate trail riding, this will get you going. It will absolutely kill your butt though. So I just took a nap. As it turned out, I wasn't intending to actually take a nap, but I ended up taking a nap. And it's still raining. It was raining when I fell asleep, barely, but now it's raining a little barely more, but still raining. It said it should stop within the hour. Last night was terrible. Not actually, so my sleep was better, but the weather was worse. It was very windy. This thing is relentless. Luckily I have these cool people with me that kind of invited me on the expedition they're going on. This thing is relentless. It's done, so far it's done every single thing that Fins and Things has had to offer it. Now that is what I call a backdrop. I want to thank everyone for watching this little trip / mini bike review video. And I just also want to really shine some hope for the future of this channel. I do definitely plan on doing some more stuff to that mini bike, including seat suspension and as much possible cushioning between me and the ground as possible, because it is very rough out here and that mini bike beat me to death. I mean, we went on the Onion Creek Trail. I didn't record the Fins and Things Trail, but I had fun on it, and I had some new friends help me along. And while I'm in my pajamas, just driving up here into the canyon from the campsite down below, I will wish everyone a great rest of their day, because all I have to look forward to now is going home, to be honest with you. I'm not happy about it. I don't want to leave at all, because Moab is really special to me now. And having all this off-road paradise only about 4 hours away from Salt Lake City where I live bodes some hope that I can be able to come here at least often enough to reap some of the benefits of this amazing state and this amazing landscape. So again, thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Creatures of my dreams.